This is a Thunder Game Report.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner. It's that time of year when players and coaches are really ready to be done with training camp and practice games and ready to start doing things for real. That all begins Wednesday night in Salt Lake City when the Thunder take on the Utah Jazz. We had a chance to talk with Kevin Durant today and also head coach Scott Brooks.
Well, Kevin, it's, game week, as we like to say. I know you guys have a couple this week, but does it feel nice that knowing it's just a little bit away now and you guys can get started?
Yeah, we've been putting in a lot of work, and we're all just excited to start. So we're looking forward to our first game, and let's try to start this thing off right.
Where do you feel like this team is right now going into the season? Like, where's your confidence level and what you guys have worked on?
Well, it's high. I mean, we put in a lot of work, training camp, preseason, and we got better. So we're excited about that, and I think everybody's coming to work every single day. And, we want to play against another opponent, and that's how we feel. And we just feel confident in ourselves, and we just want to have a good start.
Would you rather start at home or see road games, get a couple of chances for some road wins?
It really doesn't matter. Of course, everybody wants to play at home, especially in our arena. But it's out of our control. And Utah is a great place to play. They're going to be loud, especially at opening night. So, looking forward to playing against them.
Kevin, coaches talk a lot about building habits here in training camp. What's the key to being able to sustain them throughout the season in your experience?
Well, I think just repetition is going to help us, throughout the game, throughout the season, every day. Sticking with the same things. It might get boring. You might get tired of the same things, but if we continue to do it, then it's going to be natural for us. So I think that's what coaches have been doing a great job of every day, just making sure we know the basics for our offense, our defense, and it's kind of translating into the preseason games, and we just got to do it into the regular season.
You have a lot of young guys in your rotation. How important is it early on to kind of preach patience with a lot of those guys?
We're not even preaching that, to be honest. I think that's what everybody on the outside should have with those guys is patience. Just knowing that this is their first go around almost. Jeremy's first time really playing a lot of big minutes. Steven, Perry, Reggie. So, but we know we have patience with them. We know they can play the game of basketball, and they do what Coach asks them to do. So, we all know it's a process.
Do you remember a particularly rough stretch early in your career that you can kind of use, if they're going through something bad, as an example?
My whole first year was a learning experience. Everything's been a learning experience, but as far as like me finally getting it, my first 2 years were tough. Just learning the game, and so I can relate. And people had patience with me and helped me out when I was making mistakes, so I got to do the same with them. And also learn from along the way. I think they're doing a great job of teaching me a lot and helping me as I, go through this season as well.
You guys would have had 6 days off from the last preseason game to the first home game or the first regular season game. Is it more important to prepare physically or mentally in that time?
Both. Coach is doing a good job of scaling practice back, but also just knowing what we have to do. Knowing what's our schemes on both ends of the floor, knowing how we're going to guard certain players. And just getting ready for a long season. I think we have a lot of veterans here that's going to help the younger guys out. And the veterans been through it, so we just – go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to ask, how's Russell been looking during practice so far? Anything still ahead of schedule or still on schedule?
I don't really know as far as timetables or anything to that nature. But it's good to see him, not always rehabbing, just being around the team more. So I know he's ready to play. I know he's ready to come out and help the team. But, of course, you have to go through the medical clearance first. So I don't know too much about that. I'm just going out there and trying to play. But, when the doctors say he's ready to play, I'm sure that's when he's going to get out on the court.
What about Utah? They have so many different guys in their roster now. Could you take much of the preseason game that you guys had against them, or do you throw a lot of that out the window?
That's somewhat of to watch that to see how they play, but regular season is a lot different. They didn't play their guys. Maybe they were using different lineups. So, but we know what Utah does. We know their identity is to play physical, pound the ball down in the post, and just play harder than you. So we can't let them do that.
Michael Lear Washington Post wanted me to help him out with something about John Wall. He said you worked out with him this summer, and just wanted to know what you noticed and what you took away from him.
Well, he's gotten better. He's grown a lot as a player, as a point guard. And game is slowing down. Once you get in this league and you play, you get your feet wet, you know, the game's going to start to slow down. That's what John's doing. He's a hard worker, and so it's going to pay it off for him. I'm a big fan of him.
Thanks, Kevin.
Well, Coach, what did you do this week as far as practice? What's your kind of outlook before the first game? You taper off a little, or what do you do with them?
No, actually, we went pretty hard today. Tomorrow we will lighten it up a little bit. We wanted to really continue to set, put our identity in place, and that is play a physical, tough-minded basketball. And I thought we did that today. We did a lot of drills that demanded aggressive play on both ends of the floor, and our guys responded. They played hard today. They did a great job of moving the basketball and running into their sets. It put a lot of pressure on the defense today because our offense was really spacing the floor was good and moving the basketball was good.
You talk a lot about the identity. Do you feel like that has been established here yet?
Yeah, but I think it's something that you can never take it for granted. You always have to throw it and throw it on the floor. And we take pride in how we play. But we've had a good identity the last 5 years or so, going on 5 years. But I think our guys have to understand that we can never relax because that's how we have to play. We have to play a tough-minded basketball game.
Is it reinforcing what you've done, or you change your identity from season to season?
No, it's always building on what we believe in. You know, we've always set the standard of playing hard every night, not take a night off, and we established that years ago. And we just cannot relax, because once you do that, you think it's all right to take a day off in practice, or take a night off, or a quarter off, or a possession off. You always have to have the mentality we have to play hard all times.
So is your lineup set, starters and rotation?
No. I mean, it's still, even the first game, everything's still fluid. You know, you still have to continue to play hard and well. And my job is to try to find the best players and the best combinations of players on the floor, whether it's the starters or the guys coming off the bench. And even if the guys that haven't played or won't play the first so many games, they have to stay ready, because nothing's set. We have a good team. We have a lot of guys that are not going to play, but those are the guys that are going to be valuable because it's a long season. They have to stay ready.
How many players do you expect to be in your rotation on opening night?
I don't know. I mean, that's game to game. I mean, you'd like to play all 14, but you can't. You know, you have to play to get a good rhythm. You have to play, 9 to 10 guys, but you have to have everybody ready. Foul trouble. There's a lot of things that can happen in a game during a season. You just have to be ready, whoever I go with or don't go with.
Moving the ball have been important for you guys this preseason. What is it going to take for you guys to be able to sustain those things during the course of the year?
Well, I think that's been improved in the last 3 years. I think we've gotten better offensively. We take pride in what we do, and we want to shoot a high percentage. You know, we were second in the league in field goal percentage last year. But we want to play an attack basketball game, and we want to get to the free throw line. We want to get to the corner threes, and we want to attack the paint so we can have good kickouts. I think we've established that the last few years, but we still have to continue to get better. Basketball is a game that you have to always keep learning, no matter how old you are, no matter how long you've been together as a group.
With Utah, with some of the different personnel they have now, are they a little bit of a mystery, or since Ty is still out there, do you expect them to do the same sorts of things they've done in the past?
Well, they've always had the mentality they're going to try to outwork you every night. And I played with Coach Ty back in our playing days. He's a hard-nosed coach. He's going to demand that they play at a certain level of physicality and effort. And you know you're going to get that from them. Gordon's a guy that plays hard. He's a very, very good young player that is developing every year. And their bigs are very talented, and they score down low, and they can block shots and rebound. So we know what they're going to do, and we're going to have to definitely match their physicality. That's how they play.
Coach, with some of the improvements KD had over the summer, namely that hook shot in the low post, are you real comfortable with putting him in or running some sets now to put him in that position?
I think he's definitely improved in that area of the floor. But KD's greatest offensive strength is he can score in so many spots of the floor. You can't load up on one place on the floor. He's good at the elbow, right or left. He's good at the top. He's good at the nail. He's good at either block. He's good in transition. He's good at the free throw line. He has a game that we like to sprinkle him all over the court, so a team doesn't get used to where he is on the floor. And our guys do a great job of setting him up for easy looks. But he definitely can score down low. He's stronger. He can take the pounding that it demands down there.
Anything else? You got an invite to the Halloween party? With your players?
No, I did not. I'm very disappointed. That's why they worked hard today. I ran them extra. I want to get on the fun.
You like any of the costumes?
Yeah, I like Nick's. Didn't recognize Nick at first.
You look more like Walter White than Nick Collison, didn't
He did, I know.
Thanks, Coach.
The Thunder will practice here one more time on Tuesday before getting on a plane and flying to Salt Lake City for the game Wednesday night at Utah. They will be on the road Friday night as well against the Minnesota Timberwolves, then back home here for the home opener, which is, of course, coming up Sunday evening at the Peak when the Phoenix Suns come into town. We'll keep you updated all the way through right here on ThunderGameReport.com.